Almost 4 weeks that I spent there in South Dakota, checking out the Badlands and all that other good stuff. And now I find myself in New Mexico, and check out that rock outcropping. It's just me and the R-Pod right now. John on stage, she's getting her CCW, something like that. And I am on my way to the White Mountains of Arizona. It's just beautiful out here. I passed through an area that was very reminiscent of the Badlands in South Dakota. In fact, I think it was called Bisty Badlands. And maybe not as big as the Badlands in South Dakota, but there was a lot more interesting colors, some darker colors, and pretty cool. It was fenced off, and of course it's the reservation, so I definitely don't want to go poking my nose into the reservation and getting a bunch of Indians after me. So this is just some roadside stuff. I should fly the drone over there. I don't think it would be much of a problem. It's not a national park or anything. Learned my lesson about that. Woo-wee. Anyway, like I said, on my way to the White Mountains of Arizona, Overgard, something like that. Yeah, the city of Heber. Anyway, there's in the Apache Sitgraves forest, there's a big festival that happens every year. This is the 10th year, the Jackalope Freedom Festival, and there will be a bunch of boondocking campers out there having a good time and discussing why they like freedom. Hi, buddy. Hi. Come here. There's a bunch more right down here. Oh, look, baby horses. For Heber Overgard. And what I wanted to talk to you about is, like, what are some of the resources that people can get here if they want to come into the forest and camp out and boondock for a week or two at a time? Like, what are some of the things that are local and that they can get to, like propane and dumping and water and all that?
Well, we have lots of camping and fishing going on around here, so those resources are usually readily available. There's quite a few fill stations and exchange stations for propane tanks. Most of the RV parks around here have fill stations and dump stations in them, and lots of places for camping if you want to do that. The Chamber of Commerce does have a large selection of maps that are available for locations of places that you can go, locations of campgrounds and things like that.
There is a little bit of freedom up here as well. With you don't have to really wear a mask that much. You can if you want to. If that's your choice, go ahead. But a lot of the businesses around here don't really subscribe to that idea, and I think that's pretty liberating, especially traveling all around the U.S. I just run in from area to area. It's a really mind-boggling thing, I guess, to just be so restrictive, and it's nice to be free up here. One of the things in the forest that I'm staying in, there's a nice little lake there, and there's wild horses running around, or maybe they're not, feral horses running around. Tell me about some of the wildlife around here and how easy it is for people to access that.
Well, lots of wildlife. like you mentioned, there's the horse herd that is a mixture of wild horses and feral horses, and they're usually readily visible around town in the forest. There's also a lot of a very large elk population here.
Oh, cool.
I just saw a video on Facebook yesterday of a herd of about 50 that was seen just south of town yesterday. A lot of mule deer, which is a Rocky Mountain species of deer that we have here. We also have a lot of mountain lions, foxes, coyotes,
Right.
and some Mexican gray wolves if you're lucky.
Yeah, I was at the lake yesterday, and one of the horses actually came right up to my window and was, trying to sniff me or something. So that made for a great little video, at least. Really appreciate your time. I'm putting together a video here of my stay over the week, and hopefully it'll attract some people to come up here and check it out, especially since we are at 6,500 feet, and the temperature is fantastic for the mid-August, and it's
high of 81 today.
High of 81. The nights are perfect. I don't need my air conditioner or anything. It's fantastic. So I'm enjoying the stay, and I hope people will come and check it out. Heber Overgaard in the Apache Sitgraves.
We are now in Heber Overgaard. Overgaard and Heber is kind of an area up in northeastern Arizona. It's a place where you go to get out of the freaking heat. It's 120 degrees in the valley, and up here it's not. It's 70s, 80s at a high, woo, and it's in the 70s, 60s sleeping weather. So camping is awesome, and we've been at the Jackalope, and it's still rocking and rolling and whatnot. When I first talked to you last week, and I go, in retrospect, when you look back over the last year and a half or so, do you feel that the attack on local businesses to drive them out of business was intentional or not?
Personally, I feel like it was an attempt to try to drive a lot of these small businesses out of business, just for the reason that they are independent and they don't feel pressured by anybody to run their business a certain way, and so for some level of control, I think that there was some pressure from the powers that be to try and
at the Jackalope Freedom Festival, something that's been going on for how many years, Alma?
10 years.
And you're the founder of this festival event. It's non-event. How do you explain it?
Yeah, it's a non-event. It's spontaneous order. It's free to camp, free to vent, free to attend. It's held on National Forest Service land, and it's a historic Baca family property. So it's very peaceful back here. It's about 10 miles into the forest from Heber Overgaard and Forest Lakes. So it's very private, and basically it's just a community experience. So you come here and you live in a voluntary community for 2 weeks, and you get to experience what that's like and meet people and grow ideas together.
So if there were more organization, or if there were a person in charge, then what would be the effect from the government?
Well, I don't really know what that would be. We sort of just veered paths towards a non-event and really pushed the idea of nobody being in charge. There's no registration fees or forms to fill out to be here. So I think that's definitely leaving it like open source basically is what allowed everyone to be here freely without anyone bothering them.
Right. And unlike Burning Man, this is an event where people are embracing capitalism.
Yeah, you can sell goods and services to support your travels, and even if you're a musician or have a band, you can sell tickets on your website to pay for your travel expenses. And you're going to come here playing and knowing that other people are going to be at your concert that didn't pay for a ticket.
Right.
But if you have a big enough fan base, it shouldn't matter because you're going to sell enough tickets to cover your costs.
Right. Well, thanks so much. And how can people find out about Jackalope?
JackalopeFreedomFestival.com.
Fest here.
Awesome.
Thank you so much. I meant to do a lot more filming while I was here, but I was just having so much damn fun. Anyway, this is a kind of a meeting in the Sitgraves Apache forest where people from all over Arizona and all over the country come. People drove here in their buses and stuff like that all the way from New Hampshire that I know of anyway. And of course I drove down from South Dakota, leaving Sturgis and all that behind. And I've had quite a bit of fun. I've been here about a week, and it has just been an influx and outflux of all kinds of campers coming to enjoy this place. And it is kind of a bunch of burners, some rainbow gathering type people, some libertarians, anarchists, all kinds of just crazy people every night gathered at a huge fire and just having a good time. A lot of people working on different ways to live off grid and avoid the government or avoid the shots or whatever it is they're trying to do. But it's a pretty interesting time. Got to meet with the Chamber of Commerce, the guy in charge of this Chamber of Commerce, and find out a little bit about the city as well, and a lot about the history around here of how ranchers settled here long before they were handing out plots of land and before it was even a state. And it's a pretty interesting story. You should probably come out here and check it out. But this happens every August, at the beginning of August, and kind of runs all month long. The peak of it is from the August 1st through the 14th, and it's a pretty interesting time. There's lots of food and just all kinds of crafts and you name it, little crystals and whatever it is that tickles your fancy. It's probably not a place for everyone, but it's pretty interesting if you're looking to boondock and, you know, just get out in nature, see wild horses come through here, wild or feral, however they want to describe them. Apparently it is a conglomerate of wild horses and horses that just got loose, that joined the pack. But they are, you know, they just run right through the camp here daily, and they're all around the forest. There's nearby lakes and all kinds of stuff to have fun. So I encourage you, even if you're not going to come to the festival, to come to Heber Overgaard and check out the forest down Black Canyon. We're about, I'd say, 5 to 8 miles, somewhere in there, away from Heber. The grocery stores are there. There's all kinds of places to dump and refill water and take your trash and all that good stuff. It's a small town. There's no Walmart or any of that, but hey, it's worth the trip if you're a boondocker.